We're back on the road this week for the Counterattack. We're here in Brooklyn at the home of the Brooklyn Heights St. Francis Water Polo Club. The Counterattack coming up next. Hi everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks for joining us on the Counterattack. As you can tell, we're not in California. We're on the road in Brooklyn, New York, here at the home of the Brooklyn Heights St. Francis Water Polo Club. That's at the home of St. Francis College, the Terriers Division I men's and women's college water polo team. But we're starting things off first with Masters water polo. This weekend in Irvine, the Masters National Championship gets going. Friday night, the all-important Masters Social. That's happening. The competition will start earlier in the day on Friday. It'll conclude on Sunday. We'll have full results next week on the Counterattack. But this week, you can go to our website, usawaterpolo.org, and check out the full schedule to find out where your team's playing, where the venues are, and how you can watch some of the best in the Masters age group. We're talking 20 all the way up to the 60 plus. Now we turn to the women's national team, and they continue to win gold. The ladies were in Kunshan, China, to play in the Kunshan Cup, where they once again met Australia in a pivotal gold medal final. Again, Team USA coming up victorious. They pick up the 2-goal victory over Australia. Maggie Steffens named MVP. As Team USA and the Aussies, they've now played 5 times in the last 3 weeks. Team USA getting the upper hand in the match that counted, but more big competition coming up. The FINA World League Super Final starting this week in Shanghai. Here's the roster Team USA is competing with. FINA TV will have live streaming of the championship match. That'll be coming up this Sunday. Make sure you don't miss out. Hopefully Team USA will be in the mix to compete for gold. They won it last year. They've been dominant in super final play. Meanwhile, the men's national team is in action. They were in Romania over the weekend, playing 3 games and 3 wins for Team USA in Bucharest, as they were able to defeat Montenegro, Romania, and Georgia. That's the country, not the state. Team USA, 3 wins there. And from the water to the magazine stands, John Mann and Tony Azevedo gracing the pages of the current issue of Vanity Fair, their Olympic special. Guys looking good in a recent photo shoot at the Beverly Hilton in Los Angeles. We keep it moving, more national team action. The men's cadet national team went 3-1 at the kids final in Budapest. They reached the title match where they took on the host, Hungary. That's where they ran into a bit of a problem. Team USA fell to Hungary 12-5, but all in all, not a bad experience for the guys playing in the same site as the LEN Final 6. Awesome opportunity for the cadet national team. They got to see some of the best in the world compete. Now we turn to college water polo and the Cutino Awards. You know about the Heisman Trophy in college football, the Cutino Award, same thing in men's and women's college water polo. And the winners this year, they both came from the current NCAA champs. First, on the women's side, do you remember this shot from USC Stephania Haralabidis? Haralabidis did a lot more than that game winner in the NCAA final over Stanford. She was also the ACWPC College Player of the Year and a first-team All-America selection, leading the women of Troy to a 26-0 year, a perfect campaign. On the men's side, Garrett Danner, you remember him, the UCLA goalkeeper. He'll be back this coming fall, but in 2015, led the Bruins to their 2nd straight NCAA crown, was also the ACWPC Player of the Year and a first-team All-America selection. A fantastic year for Danner and Haralabidis, honored this past Saturday at the Olympic Club in San Francisco. Now we turn to high school water polo, and Michigan crowning the state championships in girls water polo. Last year, Ann Arbor Pioneer reached the final, but they came up short. Not the case in 2016, as they were victorious, defeating Hudsonville 8-6. Congrats to Pioneer on winning the Michigan High School State Championship. Now we turn to some sad news in the sport of water polo, as the game lost someone who was an institution to the sport. Dr. Barbara Calvez passed away over the weekend, and it's tough to find a job that Dr. Kalbus didn't hold in the sport of water polo. She's a former president of USA Water Polo, former secretary, longtime NCAA rules aficionado, a volunteer in every aspect of the sport, ran tables, a historian, did everything. She'll be greatly missed by many in the water polo community. As you can see here via Twitter, many offering their condolences, as we do as well, to the Kalbus family and her friends. She'll be sorely missed, and the game lost a very key figure this past weekend. And now we turn back here to Brooklyn. As you can see, the Brooklyn Heights St. Francis Water Polo Club is in the middle of a practice. We were able to catch up with some of the athletes, some of the coaches, telling us not only about this club, but about the sport growing here in New York City and in the largest borough of Brooklyn, where they see the sport going and how there can be potentially other competitive opportunities for water polo athletes right here in Brooklyn.
So St. Francis, the Water Polo Club started, I believe, in '60s by this man back there, Carl Quigley. And it was just a small community club made for like people from Brooklyn, and he came out of a swimming club, and just Carl wanted to do a little more with the balls and water polo, and it started growing. And you know, over the years, he's been the only coach. He had a lot of help from students who would play water polo at the college, and then it grew to the point where we had you know, one of the most famous water polo players, Wolf Weigo, here, and you know, he's kind of the success story that Carl keeps bringing up and up all over you know, Brooklyn and New York. And then, you know, in the last 10 to 15 years, the students from the college team started being more involved, and that's where we started growing exponentially.
I love my teammates. They're cool and nice, and it's just like a nice atmosphere, I guess, because, you know, like a bunch of people have coached us, like, you know, different college students, and you sort of get a feeling for like what it's actually like playing water polo in college or just in the real world.
In the Northeast, most of the pools are indoors. They're all shallow deep. So even though this pool is shallow deep, but it's a little deeper in the shallow end. And it makes it difficult for coaches to organize a practice in such an environment. But I mean, you make do with what you've got. The sport in the New York metropolitan area is clearly growing. My swim coach is at Westfield Y, and he has a group that's playing out in the Westfield Y. So all this is culminating with more kids playing water polo, more kids probably swimming longer than they have been because they're using water polo to stay in shape to play.
And last but certainly not least, Olympic Day is on the way, June 23rd. It's an annual celebration of all things Olympics, and USA Water Polo will be having their own celebration. The William Willett Aquatic Center in Irvine will play host to a free event from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come on out, even if you've never played water polo before, it's a chance to get in the pool, try it out, meet some Olympians, free food, free drink. Going to be a great time had by all. Olympic Day celebration this June 23rd in Irvine. And now we close things out with our social media send-off. It's the way we end every show, the best of what you're doing on the internet. Don't forget to use the hashtag counterattack and tag us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at USAWP. We jump right in with a Flop Friday and a new twist. Never before have we seen a Flop Friday on your back, thanks to Whoa, It's Omar for sharing on Twitter. That looked painful. From there, Maggie Steffens encouraging everyone to check out 17 Magazine. Why? Ashley Johnson is in the most recent issue. Make sure you check it out. Dirter Dude with swag on full blast here. He's wearing a t-shirt of himself shooting a water polo ball. Share that with us via Instagram. Nice job there. J.O. Qualls were this past weekend in the SoPac zone. And the 14 under girls, somebody brought the heat here. Check out this picture via Amber Drury. Someone dislodged part of the goal. That is a powerful shot. And last, many mourning the loss of boxing great Muhammad Ali. Water polo no different. Tony Azevedo sharing this via Twitter, had a chance to meet Muhammad Ali at the '96 Olympics. So that's the best of what we saw you sharing on social media this week. Thanks for sharing it with us. We want to see more of it next week. That's going to do it for this week's episode here in Brooklyn. Thanks for joining us on The Counterattack. And don't forget, when you're on The Counterattack, look weak side.